I'm always looking for video games out in the wild. Hitting the charity shops, cash converters and tat shops in and around my local area, there is always something worth buying. When I am thrifting, looking for video games, there is one game that pops up all the time. I have found and resold this on such a regular basis that I thought it was worth commenting on. This game is Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X sold 13 million copies worldwide, and you can really tell one of the most likely games to come across in any charity shop or second-hand store. Just to give you a taste of how common this game is, here's a few photos from my blog from other times I've found it in the wild. It feels like the 13 million copies sold was just in Hull. Always selling for about £1.99 and £1.50p. For a good 5 years, CEX always offered £5 trade and £4 cash for this game. This came to an end in 2012. There was always plenty of them ending up in my local CEX, courtesy of me and my mate Donnie. We always kept him in good supply of Final Fantasy X and Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, but we'll get to that one another time. At the moment though, only £1.20 cash is paid for any worthwhile PS2 game. Now all the money's gone out of Final Fantasy X at CEX, it's still worth picking up. It still sells for around £4 on eBay, so if you find it cheap, it's still worth the £1.50p they're asking. So with this game making me so much quick cash over the years, is it any good?
That was close.
Short answer no. No it's not. The plot centres around a superstar blitzball player called Titus, who at the beginning of the game gets pulled through time by his mate's dad Oren. Waking up in the land of Spirit, Titus finds out his father Jeff is a massive whale called Sin, terrorising the world's inhabitants. So if any of this sounds stupid, it's because it is. Anyways, Titus meets up with Yuna, and then ends up joining their pilgrimage to seek the power to destroy Titus's evil whale dad.
So, tomorrow then.
Tomorrow?
We're going on the same boat, aren't we?
Oh, really?
We can talk more.
Huh.
It almost manages to suck you in, even with the ridiculous story, by the point where Yuna does her dance death job, pulling you into the lush lure and grandeur of the world you inhabit, showing off how fantastic the graphics were for the time, and even more so in the HD remaster for PS3. Then the game's story comes grinding to a halt during your first encounter with Blitzball. This is the part of the game that is an absolute chore. It's like, imagine playing Adidas Power Soccer, then imagine it's underwater, then imagine it's turn-based, and the only way you can play the game is by repeatedly bashing your head against the controller. Yep, I'm not a fan. Then there were all the temples where all you did was wander around rearranging herbs in rudimentary puzzles that all just feel like busy work. Cap this off with Titus's inner monologue going on all the time. There's a lot of things not to like here.
Sure, it was a little scary, but still, I could feel a strange kind of gentleness coming from it.
Maybe I should have said something then, but for some reason I didn't. How could I tell him I wasn't the Kevin Arnold he thought I was?
The saving grace in the game is the battle system. There really isn't anything to complain about. The system in this game feels vastly superior to, say, Final Fantasy VIII for example. If the story wasn't so drawn out and nonsensical, this would be a pretty good game. It's stuck in a strange place as far as it plays and feels. It's like it belongs with its PS1 brethren of Final Fantasy VII, 8 and 9, but yet at the same time is laying the groundwork for the more linear and more nonsensical Final Fantasies 13 and 13 too. So I can't really recommend Final Fantasy X as a good RPG to get into, but I could definitely commend it for paying for so many essentials over the years. If you're ever after a copy of this game, as I said, the price on eBay is going for around £4. I wouldn't buy this game off the high street though. Chances are they'll have £10 slapped on it. Your best bet if you're curious about this game and you want to give it a try is to hit up your local charity shop, and I guarantee there's at least one copy of Final Fantasy X sat on the shelf in that Dove house around the corner right now.
probably shouldn't laugh anymore.